and said living paycheck to paycheck isn't poverty. Yes, the fuck it is. Like, what do y'all be talking about? Yes, the fuck it is. It's definitely poverty in America.
My rent takes one whole paycheck a month, so I live the entire month off the other one.
Please make it make sense. How did I work a whole year in corporate America at my job that I have been at for over 10 years? I got an outstanding review this year for my performance, and I didn't even get a 50-cent raise. So tell me how I just went to Walmart, which is a grocery store, to put gas in my car. The gas prices have went up almost 50 cents within 2 days. I'm going to insert a text message. I'll put it here between me and my neighbor just on Monday this week, which was 2 days ago. And this is the price of gas today. 2 days and we almost 50 cents increase. But I worked a whole year in corporate America and couldn't even get a 50-cent raise. Make that make sense for me. This is why I teach people who are overworkers out there, because I did work overtime last year and I was still struggling living paycheck to paycheck. This is why I teach overworkers how to make money from their phone, because the math ain't math in corporate America. So if you're feeling it, if this economy is getting to you too, comment ready and I'll show you exactly how I am making money from my phone online and not working anymore overtime and getting out of that paycheck.
That bitch lying. She lying her ass off. Get a man. Get a man. Lying ass.
Paycheck to paycheck cycle. Comment ready.
In this video, I want to show you guys what it looks like to live paycheck to paycheck from real people's experiences, because this is something that's not
I lift something up every paycheck, you feel me? And at first, man, that shit smooth, like everything going smooth until inconveniences come. Now that be the problem. Like you save up a little money, boom, now your car acting funny and shit, or some some more bullshit. Now boom, you done spent where you just save on this car.
This happens every single time there's a slight weather change. The only reason it really worries me is because of the pain I feel near my lungs on my back. It's like someone took my lungs out and punched it and then put them back in. I'm gonna be
store and another company, and my husband has a pretty good job, and I still can't really afford any like groceries or gas or means to live. I no longer have unlimited data on my phone, so I run out every month. So if you could maybe do something like anything, it'd be pretty cool, because I've tried and failed.
A lot of people live paycheck to paycheck, but what exactly does that mean? Goldman Sachs released this really interesting study that breaks down different income classes and what percentage of people self-report living paycheck to paycheck or doing, better than that. And one thing this really got me thinking about was what different income classes think when they say paycheck to paycheck. Like, what do they mean?
If you got hit, even if you were not driving, you need to try this.
The layoffs in America are only getting worse right now, and no sector of the economy has been hit harder than the white-collar workforce. So much so that white-collar work is basically disappearing, guys. Take a look at this. According to the latest job data, white-collar payrolls actually declined for 31 straight months in a row now. How many years is that? Oh, like 2.5. Pretty much as long as I've been talking about this, and people have been still claiming that the economy is good, even though all these people are losing jobs. And I want to for the economy, as well as how everything that we're being told about the job market isn't really what it seems. On the surface, they want to tell us that unemployment's at 4.3% and that they added 178,000 jobs in March. Great. Who actually believes that? I don't know. But the reality is, the only time.
Okay, going into current events, all right, and current financial situations, all right, here in Babylon, man. Okay, because as you can see, the people are suffering. All right, they crying out. Okay, they crying over unjust rulership. Okay, the people are groaning. All right, the wicked is in rulership, man. The righteous ain't in rulership. All right, the scriptures say when the righteous are in rulership, the people rejoice. All right, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. All right, and the people are in a great state of mourning. Okay, because today, all right, the price of the dollar, the price of a gallon of gas, all right, here in Houston is $4. All right, everywhere else in America, the average is what, 4.50. You know, in California, they drowning. All right, they gas damn near $6. You know, and then when it comes to the diesel is I'm passing by right now. Let me see. The diesel is at 509. And this is one of the lowest, this is one of the low gas stations. All right. That ain't the average gas station in Houston. You know, that diesel is almost at $556. Okay. So the gas is compiling, all right, on an already inflated market. Okay, where the price of food is already up. You know, the price of your goods is already up. All right. Then you had your boy Nero had the damn tariffs going on, man. And during them tariffs, a lot of businesses shut down. All right, closed their doors. You know, and the price of shit went up even more. Okay, so you got all type of shit compiling on top of each other. Okay, the U.S. dollar losing its power. All right, losing its dominance as a global, you know, hegemony. All right, over all these other world treasuries. You know, and they their currency. You know, then you got which that's inflation. You know, then you got this oil and gas situation. You got the war with Iran. All right, and you got all these people getting laid off. Okay, which white collar is about to be dead. You know, it's gonna be completely dead. You know, and that's part of the system any goddamn way. You know, that's part of Esau's New World Order anyway. You know, they don't need people there on computers, man. They got AI for that. You know, they got robots for that. You know, the things that can make decisions, all right, without being human. You know, without being so-called humane. You know, that'll hit the kill switch on your ass. All right, that won't make the mistakes that a human would make. You know, they saying that 50%, you know, white collar jobs, okay, will be eradicated, man. Entry level. So 50% of entry level, all right, white collar jobs, which is for all you dumbasses that went to college, and yes, you're a dumbass. If you still going to college in 2026, all right, you're a goddamn moron. You know, unless it's for like a fast track, you know, it's a trade school program where you're gonna get a guaranteed job. You a damn if you're taking out loans for college, you a damn idiot. You know, and they say that I heard today, you know, that America is more educated than it's ever been. There's more young people in college than ever before. So that means you people are still stuck on stupid. You still a bunch of idiots. You still buying into Esau's system. You still buying into the damn American dream. Okay, so you're gonna get exactly what you deserve, man. All right, because the men of the Lord been on the highways and byways telling your ass this system is going down. This kingdom is going down. Okay, that's why the men of the Lord ain't got all these all these fancy ass jobs, man. You know, because we don't believe in this system. Now, brothers got professional jobs and got degrees and all of that. You know, but brothers ain't put all their faith and their hope into that shit. You know, and most brothers got jobs that the prophets of old had. You know, carpentering, working with their hands, fishing, you know. Most brothers, got blue collar jobs, you know, all right? And that's part of it, having that humility, you know, not being too entangled, with the affairs of this world. Because that's one of the biggest ways that, Jake can say fuck the devil, and go do their own thing is when they got a trade. Trades can't be taken away from you. And that go all the way from the ancient times to now. You know, you always gonna need a fucking nail and a hammer. You always gonna need a wrench. You know, that shit ain't gonna ever go away. Shit, even in the kingdom, it's gonna be hammers and nails, baby. You know, like the scriptures say, these nations and heathen nations gonna turn their weapons, all right, into plowshares, all right, into pruning hooks. So what that mean? Labor still labor don't ever go away. Skilled trade don't ever go away. Having a trade. Shit, you heathen gonna be leveling up by the most shit that you know. Shit, I'm gonna get the master masons, to build all of my shit, you know, and not talking about no damn Freemasons. Okay, but yeah, man, if you had any hope in this place, you done. You cooked. All right, and you can see it. These people are losing their minds. People weren't losing their mind like this, even around COVID, or prior to that, 10 years ago, or before I came into the truth. All right, or while I was in the truth, you know, in the early period, the 6 years prior, these people weren't just wilding out like that, getting on camera crying, you know, getting emotional and shit, crying about their rent. Okay, they was still living the fucking lie, you know. They was still feeling good about their situation at Babylon. All right, but now everybody crying, everybody moaning. There ain't too many people that's on social media saying, "Man, I'm doing good." You know, man, I'm about to go on this trip. You know, oh, I'm about to have this extravagant wedding. You ain't seeing that right now. People fucking hurt. And the ones that are doing it and on social media, they fucking pretending. They're running up them damn credit cards and shit. And the main people you see crying all right about their financial situation now are these women, man. All right, and they rarely say, in the one clip, the woman said that she had a husband, but most of the time, the woman be single. All right, but hey, them bitches don't believe it takes two. They believe they independent, they can do what they want, they got their fucking degrees. All right, and they gonna be able to survive. All right, but when y'all was getting mad at Kevin Samuels, all right, you was really getting mad and angry at the prophets, man. All right, because let me tell you something, man. Kevin Samuels was getting all that game, all right, and all the warning you women about winter is coming. That came from the apostles and elders, man. The apostles and elders, all right, was the main one speaking, all right, on what's to come, man. All right, through the prophecies of the Most High, man, through the scriptures. Okay, we was telling you about, what's to come to America, what's to come to Babylon, that this shit about to be done away with. Okay, all your luxuries and your false decadence, are you women was prevailing in is about to be done with. The apostles been going into that, man, and all these fucking red pillars, all right, and the niggas in the manosphere, they all got it from the prophets, man. I didn't hear none of this shit, all right, about the woman and how the ways of the woman, all right, until I came into the truth. Okay, yeah, you had some of them early Jakes and them early Edomites will bring out some stuff, but no, not in debt, and not as thorough, all right, as the men of the Lord was bringing it out, man. No way in hell, especially with the scriptures, man. Especially when you go into Sirach, especially when you go through the scriptures that detail a woman, It's nowhere close. All right, but people miss out on the wisdom, man, because they ain't got to understand it. You know, the Most High didn't impart them with this truth. Okay, so they got to settle for so-called red pill knowledge, black pill knowledge. You know, which is only a little slight, a little crumb of the pie, man. The whole pie is in the scriptures. You know, but yeah, man, this place is done with. You know, Jake talking about being paycheck to paycheck. Hey, man, that's part of the curses. You know, but now all them curses are falling on the heathen. You know, because scripture saying, "Higher God," that you'll have a bag with holes. You know, as soon as you get paid, and once the bills is paid up and shit, you know, ain't shit left. You know, ain't shit left but money to go get a damn turkey sandwich, man. You know, but that's all I had. You know, I pray this lesson is edifying and shalom.